Okay, so we'll skip that. I'll tell you my point of view when it comes to ringing and when it comes to tagging. And I know you're gonna crucify me after what you hear. But I don't like tagging. Why, I'll explain very shortly. To me, birds are perfect on this planet, flying machines. And the wings, the feathers, are not created to reconstruct them in any way. They are so perfect that any change to the feather or any change to a single wing has important meaning on these machines. That's why I think it's not acceptable for me. When it comes to ringing, okay, it doesn't harm birds that much, but I'll give you one good example. What you see here is actually a work of 20 years of ringing spotted eagles on the Biebrza marshes. 20 years. Take a look at the results. Can you, after 20 years of ringing, can you imagine of any scientific project which could draw any conclusions based on that data? Any ideas? Nobody, I think. What you see here, this is the result of marking one single spotted eagle during 20 days. Ladies and gentlemen, even if this data logger, it was a data logger, even if this data logger fails after 20 days of working, you can think of a conservation project, serious conservation project concerning the hunting grounds of this particular bird. So that's why when I thought about my future, I didn't think about rings or selling rings, doing rings. I didn't think about any other type of markings, which, sorry, ringers, I know you don't like what I'm saying, but the result, even if it's 5 or 6 digit numbers, the results are appalling, because you get basically nothing. Tens of thousands of rings, and you get what data? Some few feedbacks about dead animals, and that's all. So, okay, let's talk about the data loggers. Mine data loggers begins from the weight of 22 grams. They are solar powered, and they communicate via GSM network. This is also important for you in Russia, because why? Because there is still a problem of importing them to Russia. Why? Because normally the customs look at things connected to satellite tracking and communicating with satellites. The data loggers do not communicate with satellites. They are using the signals sent by satellites, but they don't communicate with it. So there are normal navigation systems, actually, the same ones that you have in your cars or on your telephones. The only difference is that it doesn't display the results on any kind of display. It sends these results through GSM network to the destination. The data collection type, they monitor coordinates, altitude, and speed. The frequencies, they can collect data every 15 minutes. The transfer, they can transfer the data every 15 minutes. So basically, every 15 minutes you can get one coordinate, one back information from the type bird. What do you think? Is it ring something better? I don't think so. And what's common to my data loggers, also other, they can be reconfigured. Even if set on a bird and released, they can be reconfigured. So you can change this configuration to your needs, which is very comfortable, because if you have a migratory bird, you can set different data collection frequency for the breeding season, different for migration, according to your needs, to your project, which also is connected with the costs of transfer, of data transfer. Okay, compared to satellite transmitters, you get over 24 times more data than satellite transmitters. As for costs, approximately 3 times less than a satellite transmitter. As for data transfer costs, it's half of the price of it, depending on how often you want the data. And once again, remote configuration, which can be set accordingly and also reduce costs, because if you're not particularly interested in migration, you can just set, let's say, one coordinate per day, only to know that the bird is okay with what he's doing, and you save money, basically. Okay, very shortly, my history with transmitters. When we first finally caught the bird, it was after half a year of testing basically everything. I could write a book about it. We've tested everything, every type of prey. When we finally, very lucky and almost drunk, sat back in the evening, and I thought, okay, after what I've paid, because they costed a lot, I will now go into internet and see what the bird does. No, what I got was this. So at first I didn't know what to do with it, so I started researching, and after some 2 more years spent in front of a computer, I got this. Luckily, I can use this, and after installing additional software on my computer and doing some importing, exporting, and reconfiguration, I can see where my bird is. Was I satisfied? No, I wasn't. So, I called the company, and they say, okay, we've got just a fresh copy of a software that you can use. Okay, and they sent me one with the map. To be honest, this is the capital of Poland. These are Biebrzanaches, Belarus, Lithuania. You can zoom in, but it doesn't help a lot. It's 400 kilometers from one end to the other. That's the map. Should I do something with it? No, definitely nothing. And it was only one bird, okay? So that was my struggle, and I worked further with that, got some results, and then we bought another devices, and we got such a good one. Okay, but it only shows data from 1 day, of one bird. That's what I get. If I want to get more, I have to sit in front of the computer and work. So, As you probably saw, I've started my company to support scientific support, because my idea is that you're scientific scientists, and what's important for you and what you can do best is work with nature in the field. You don't have to know exactly what are the types of files, how you import, export them, etc., etc. So this is what I've come up with. This is my tool for seeing the results of what I've purchased and what I've tagged. As you can see, this is a whole system where you can actually see all your birds, all your tagged birds, see the results. At first, the latest data, but you can also select individuals, select a map or a table, look at the data, look where the bird is, look what he does, and if you want, you can also specify dates of time, of particular time, and that's how you can use these data for further analysis. More than that, since nature doesn't operate on calendar and dates, it is also possible here to specify periods for a species. In the case of spotted eagles, it would be the breeding season, it will be the wintering, or spring or autumn migration. You can specify that. Why? I'll tell you right away. Okay, so features, it's online, it's instant data access. You have the latest data available. You have got map visualization, tape visualization, and filtering options, which I told you about, and also export option. You can, what you get here, you can still export to any type desired. You can export it even to a presentation and have a screen for a presentation if you need it. But this is actually what's most important for you scientists, not the data itself, not where the bird actually is at the moment, but actually the analysis. And that's why this is, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, because it's very fresh, I would like to present to you the statistics. It's the first tool that analyzes the data gathered through GPS data logger and analyzes them and displays them. Here, sorry, only in Polish at the moment because still testing, and it will be available in 1 week's time. For example, current distance to the nest, average speed, daily speed, monthly speed. That's what you can achieve. This is for, of course, for migration period. This is why these periods come to term, because you can set different statistics for different period. For the breeding season, you're not interested in the average speed of the bird. You're interested in something else. So you set different statistics and you get it. And also, second thing, charts. Right away. With one click, they are ready, prepared, and you've got it. So you don't have to learn new stuff when you buy a data logger. You've got it available. So, benefits, comprehensive analysis tool, cost effectiveness. Sorry, but I will talk about a little bit about money. buying data logger itself isn't that easy. And that's not the end of your costs. Someone has to sit down. You have to buy a computer first, and a good one, because if you want to use any GIS software, they require really good computers. So you have to buy a good computer, you have to buy good software, you have to take care of this computer, because in 2 years' time there's going to come a new operating system, your software becomes outdated, etc., etc. These are also project costs. I know that myself because we didn't calculate in our greatest of the legal project, we didn't calculate these costs. And with 17 birds flying with different devices, it was really days or weeks of work to get even a map and to see where they are. So that was really a problem. And with this device, with my at least data loggers, this problem is solved. And when you ask for the price of this software, it comes together with the data logger. You get it completely free. So, and it's also available in different languages. So since we are here on international conference, everybody here can use it. Okay, just a few more things. When it comes to harnesses, I have to do some bragging about at the moment, but we are the first one here on this planet who didn't like the Teflon used harnesses and introduced a new one, neoprene straps. They are completely different. In my opinion, they are more comfortable to the bird. They are also easier to fit because they can stretch, so you don't need to be that precise putting the data logger on the bird. They are much more comfortable to the skin. So, and after 2 years of using them, I can tell you, because somebody feared that they will not be strong enough. Even Igor told me that Step Eagle will tear it in minutes apart, but so far they didn't. So it works. Of course, I can also we also provide any type of nets, any type of mist nets, and also traps, which is also important because if you want to put a data logger, you have to catch the bird. So we also provide traps and also remote systems for releasing these traps, so you can work remotely. All kinds of databases, internet portals. We've done some other tools for analyzing data, automatic nest camera systems. The cameras, nest cameras I told you about in the project, these were my nest cameras. As also with the cameras came a tool which analyzed, because we analyzed the prey of greater spotted eagles, so you had an online tool to present some analysis of these preys. So that was all. This year we tagged one greater spotted eagle, juvenile spotted eagle in Altai, together with my Russian friends, and he has just started his migration. You can see it. It's updated daily and automatically, of course, on our internet pages, so you can follow it directly. Okay, and that would be it in an express way. Sorry for this business. Thank you.
Ну вот, кстати, передатчики, которые выпускает фирма Кордиана, вот кто желает, в принципе, мы можем показать сейчас, как эта передача крепится на степном орле с использованием неопреновых вот этих стяжечек.
Оденьте, пожалуйста. Оденьте, пожалуйста.
Перед отъездом, пожалуйста.
Через 10 лет.
По 10 лет не надо, кстати, слава Богу.
Okay, you put it basically on the bird.
Здесь первый ряд.
Yeah, we can stretch him, so and we haven't got enough of neoprene left. You put it under the wing, of course. We cross it on the here on the chest of the bird.
Сейчас прокинь.
Держите кто-нибудь возле Игоря.
Вот
Конечно, мешают. Должно мешать.
Насколько сильное сдавливание?
Нет, ну сейчас мы показываем на натяжку. Это делается свободно на живой птице, чтобы оттяжка была, можно просунуть было как минимум два пальца.
Since neoprene is flexible,
Это снято
you don't have to be such precise with putting the bird. With Teflon, you had to be precise, so you had to put all the feathers away, etc. Here you have from this side also. This one is teared apart because it was recovered from a bird. So you saw it. Yeah. Normal, no. Spotted eagles, red cards. No, we have two step eagles. Eagle told me the same. 2 months now past, they are on the birds.
So one question about the attachment.
Yeah.
According to the Finnish law, it must fall off sooner or later. Do you have a weak point which breaks?
You can always, if you have such law, you can always put any. This is what Mr. Mayberg uses. This is surgery thread for sewing.
That's too quickly. We use cotton ribbon, so we have four separate here. Here we have.
But okay.
Because only one, only come off one way.
Yes, exactly.
You've got to have a
That's what I don't understand actually, because you haven't got in harness one point
Yes,
for
we have.
releasing.
We have.
No.
Yeah, we have, of course, in our harness. So we have 4 different separately, and then we put 4 stitches of cotton thread.
Yeah.
And when the last thread breaks, rottens, then all these 4 become loose at the same time, and then the transmitter falls off safely for the bird.
That's how they've been doing the
What-
harnesses with the white-tailed eagles.
What if they don't rotten one after another?
No, but they are all separate.
It's a separate.
They all are separate, and all
That's
go
what I-
through
that's
all
what
of
I
those
never-
4.
That's the center
separate.
point. So all 4 are shown in this position. Until the center are shown together.
Yeah, but they will never. They would have to rotten one.
All 4 straps come together on the bird there, and so it's sewn there, and that is the one thread that's
And
going to
all
get
of them are sewn.
I understand you, but I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That's
So
my problem.
think that we put only one stitch.
But it's not a problem to apply stitches
it's not
here.
a problem, but I mean that technique cannot be used in Finland because the law
sewing it
says
up
that.
here. You're bringing 4 straps down, coming from each corner. So say that's the back of the bird. one there.
Yes.
Yes, I understand that, but I don't understand the second part.
No, there is no second part.
There has to be because they have to rotate
Yeah.
all four
But
at
think
the
we
same time.
There's 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, and you stitch right through it.
Yes. 4 times separately. And then first
А можно
rut,
Okay.
then first ruttums, and then the second ruttums, and then the third ruttums, and it's still there. It's still perfectly. But when the fourth ruttums, then
Got it.
all the fourth.
Got it. There's no problem
And then it just,
fitting it
and
here.
then you can recover your.
Yeah. Because you've got this point where they cross.
Yeah.
So you can just start from that part
Yeah,
and
right
then
in the middle of the
stitch
chest.
it. Okay. Надо поехать?
Ну, в общем, к ордену надо ехать, поэтому, поскольку есть его электронная почта, можно вопросы обсуждать какие-то, да, непосредственно связавшись с ним по электронной почте.
Okay, just to use the occasion, I would like to thank all of you for this meeting. It was very nice meeting you, some of you again, some of you not. Thank you very much for the meeting. It was great to be here. Thank you. Bye.
Well done. Normal microwave transmitters have also.
The data you get is on real time. Yes, okay. But the second question is if you intend to use this on migration studies. I contact microwave and all about the possibility of using that on introduced networks. That's a certain point. And we gave, but and one of the reasons was technical. If you need to follow the migration, the promoter, the provider of the equipment has to have contracts with the GSM operators all over. No? Let me finish my problem. So the problem of microwave North Star and others, we were interested in Western Africa. And when it comes to Western Africa, all of them had not contracts with all the providers of GSM network on those countries, because they had made a contract with them. That's all. And so how do you solve this problem?
Надо отпускать, пока он опоздает иначе.
This is normal roaming. When you come with your telephone, it picks any network available. Doesn't necessarily have to be in contracts. You would pay more if they haven't got contract, but you still have your telephone working. That's the idea. Yes, the bird will be.
Yeah, the bird has a telephone.
Yeah. Believe me.
Yes, the
Мои вещи.
I know.
Спасибо большое, Корден. Благодарим тебя за хороший доклад.
deliver the information on real time.
No, not when
И счастливого пути.
the cover. But we get more information when it comes back. If it will be killed in Africa, then we will forward. Yeah.
The problem is that if you want to
параллельно. И еще раз хочу повторить, что кольцевание классическое это для всех, а пока вот это для ученых и только, не для всех. Так что не нужно об этом забывать.
Спасибо, Владимир Евгеньевич. Да, я тоже полностью согласен с вами. Кольцевание – это не только способ получения информации, но, в общем-то, привлечение масс людей на наблюдение птиц. У нас время круглого стола подходит к концу. Тут были были желающие, которые хотели посмотреть, как кольцуются птицы, вот я предлагаю Ренору показать это, показать варианты колец, которые мы сейчас используем. Ну и на этом завершить наш круглый стол. Если у кого-то будут предложения по обращению, по резолюции круглого стола, ну, мы принимаем их по электронной почте в течение месяца. Вот, поэтому, пожалуйста, присылайте.
Ну вот у меня в руках алюминиевые кольца, которые в этом году были заказаны нами для Казахстана. Здесь есть символика и Казахстан, Алматы и адрес нашего сайта. Эти высокие кольца с черным кодом хорошо видны на цепках, на оперенных цепках орлов. Ну, здесь вот ниже разные цвета, которые применяются в разных регионах. Понятно, что всех цветов у меня сейчас нет в руках, но тем не менее, чтобы показать, как мы, хотя бы как одевались пластиковые кольца.
Опять собираемся туда.
Мы пластиковое кольцо одеваем на левую лапу птицы, а на правую применяем алюминиевое кольцо национального центра кольцевания, ну, в данном случае российского. Ну, алюминиевое кольцо я уже не буду одевать, чтобы его не портить, наверное. Так, только застегивать, то есть зажимать не буду. Кольцо просто разжимается руками, вот такое достаточно гибкое.
Кольцо цветное. Да. Там, наверное, какой-то есть такой этот замочек.
Вот оно, вот так заходит.
И все, что ли?
Ну и после того, как одели, мы промазываем клеем место соединения, держим несколько секунд, прижимаем несколько секунд, и клей очень быстро застывает. Ну и самое главное здесь проверить, чтобы кольцо свободно перемещалось на цепке, не приклеивало перья, чтобы птица не чувствовала неудобства. Защелкивается клепкой. Ну, многие знают, наверное, как это делается. А это кольцо просто одевается . Я не буду зажимать плоскогубцами, чтобы просто не портить кольцо. Оно нам еще пригодится в следующем сезоне.
Орел мигает.
Я вот еще хочу пару слов сказать об этих кольцах, которые мы разработали для орлов. Размер мы выбрали на основании наших многолетних исследований. Мы много мерили диаметр цевки птенцов, чтобы определять, самка это или самец. Вот. И в итоге пришли к мнению, что надо разрабатывать два универсальных размера для 3 видов орлов в Северной Евразии. Это беркут, могильник и степной орел. Кольца серии Aquila для Казахстана – это большой диаметр, он надевается на самок и самцов беркутов, самок могильника и крупных самок степного орла восточного подвида. Более мелкое кольцо серии БК, вот, оно надевается на самцов орла могильника и самцов степного орла, а также самок степного орла западного подвида ориенталис. Ну да, что вот про эти кольца я хочу сказать. У них более мелкий замок, и в принципе, в отличие вот от того широкого замка, исключаются полностью травмы, наносимые яйцам при насиживании птиц.
Поэтому мы все же в будущем будем стремиться к использованию вот таких колец. Ну, я уже говорил, что, к сожалению, российские центры кольцевания Все, да? У нас по программе, наверное, кофе-брейк, да?